Got plans this weekend? Hey you guys, my name is Lindsay and I am with Perfectly Pastry. Who is Perfectly Pastry? We are a local bakery in Waterloo, Illinois. How are you doing? If you're watching me live, use a heart. Let me know that you're watching me live. If you're watching me on replay, use #replay. And if it's the first time you've ever caught me live, use the number 1. Let me know, hey girl, it is actually the first time I've ever caught you live. Thank you guys so much for joining. How are you doing today? I don't know if you saw last week, but I let you know, like, I was really excited for this week because my nieces are coming in and they are officially in. I'm so excited, but they flew Allegiant Air, which honestly, I tell everybody to look up Allegiant Air because it's like one of the cheapest ways to fly to Florida. So if you're looking for that, definitely check out Allegiant Air. They have a location in Belleville? Yeah, Belleville, Illinois, I think. I don't know. Maybe my sister will comment and tell you where it's located. I cannot remember where it flies in and out of. I fly in that way. My nieces fly in that way. My mom flies that way. My sister flies that way. And it's usually relatively cheap. The only problem is they only can fly so many days a week. Like they only fly so many days a week to Florida. And they only fly like out so often because it's like a tinier airport. And so sometimes you run into delays. This time of the year, Florida is rainy. It's our rainy season. And so it can delay some of them. My hair is sticking up weird. It can delay some of the flights, and it completely delayed the flights for my nieces. So my eldest niece is officially able to fly by herself. So she was able to be in charge of my younger niece and fly. So when you're flying, my hair is driving me crazy. So when you're flying and you're a minor, they now have what's called an unaccompanied minor charge, and it's like $150 a ticket for your child to fly by themselves. And it's like age of 15 is considered no longer unaccompanied minor. So my eldest niece got to fly with my youngest niece. But one of the things they said is that bad weather can prevent them from being able to fly because they're not adults. And we were like really nervous about it. Anyways, luckily they were able to fly even though we had bad weather. So it was Monday. It was Sunday. And I was like, I am really worried because we had a big storm stall out in Naples. And I was like, oh, it's rainy season. I'm like, their flight is going to get canceled and they're not going to be able to get on it. And I was like, all right, girl, rein it in. They'll get here. It will be fine. La, la, la. So they flew in Monday and they were supposed to leave. They're supposed to leave at 8 their time and get to my house at like 11. They got in at 2:49 in the morning. And that airport is an hour away from my house. So we had to then drive all the way home. It was like 4 o'clock when we got home. It was a little rough, but they are officially here and I'm really excited. The other thing that I did is I thought my kids had a half day and that today was their last day. And my eldest was just going to let me believe that. And I discovered that they actually have a full day today and they're not out until tomorrow. They have a half day tomorrow. So I was like going to pull my kids out of school, I guess. I don't know what I thought, but I did not realize they had school today. It was a bit of a shocker last night when I found that out. I don't know why I didn't know, but whatever. I was just like, summer, bring it on, right? So then I had to like disappoint my kids and be like, sorry guys, you actually have a little more school than what I thought. My eldest was like, I knew that, I just didn't know what you were talking about. And I was like, no, you thought I was just gonna not realize it and you would just come home early, which didn't even make sense because she rides the bus. So I don't know how she thought she was coming home early, but whatever. So my poor kids have school until tomorrow, but at least it's only a half day tomorrow. All right, you guys. So my mom has been whipping up some new recipes in the kitchen this week. And this week we are going to be bringing you strawberry gooey butter cake. Doesn't that sound amazing? I know we had like a grand epiphany and we were like, we should totally do that. And so my mom was so kind and that's what she's been whipping up in the kitchen for you guys this week. So I want to invite you to stop by the shop and try some. And of course, I started out with, do you got plans this weekend, right? Oh, great question. Just so everybody knows, Explore Waterloo is going to have an event this weekend. So if you're like, oh, I really wanted to know what to do, head into Waterloo and stop by all of us amazing shops. You can get great food. You can get some great items. And you can enter in to win gift certificates, some of the local businesses in the area. So we definitely want to offer or suggest you stop by. I don't really know. Like I was going with the flow there in my head and then my head just went, girl, you have no idea what you're talking about. So whatever. We want to invite you to stop by and explore everything that Waterloo has to offer, which I like sat up, right? Because I'm super excited. Look at my shirt my niece brought in for me. I am so excited. Yes, I'm sitting in my bedroom. Yes, that was a plug. But I have my Explore Waterloo shirt on. I am so excited to have it. So I was like, I am totally going to wear it in my live today. I won't get to wear it at the event this weekend. My sister will be at the event and she can wear hers for the event, but unfortunately I won't be there. But I will be there like vicariously through my sister, I guess. And now that I have it on the live, you can see it. Just so you guys know that these are also sold right now at Burnt Silk and Waterloo Mercantile. I did ask right before I got on the live because I was a little bit of a last minute procrastinator thought on this. I did ask what kind are available and how many. I didn't get a response back yet. I'll let you guys know, but the last that we checked, there was still availability at both of those locations for some t-shirts. So definitely go out, get you your shirt. I love them. I love the color. I love the fit. I love the t-shirt. I'm so excited about it. So I wore it for you guys today. Speaking of that, with the event, I wanted to let everybody to know that we're going to have banana pudding cheesecake back this weekend for the event. We're also going to have some quarter sheets that you can grab and go, some cupcakes, some cookie cakes. So we're going to have all kinds of goodies in the shop this weekend. So make sure you stop by. The event theme is all about celebrating, whether it's birthdays, Father's Days, just because, graduations, all the great things that we get to celebrate. The summer, I mean, let's be real. We all love the fact that it's summertime, or at least I do. I've had to work through my whole mindset. So you guys know I've talked about mindset before, right? And I've been working on creating abundance mindset versus scarcity mindset. And I caught myself in a scarcity mindset because this is how my brain works. So my nieces are here and I was talking to my husband and I was like, I'm just so bummed the summer is almost over. And my husband's like, what? I'm like, yeah, this summer it's just almost over. He's like, it's not even June yet. He's like, the girls are still in school. And I'm like, yeah, but once my nieces come, like the summer is ticking down and it's almost over. And he was like, girl, you really need to work on that. And I do. I'm like, oh, look at that scarcity mindset. I'm going to have to work on that. So I'm like, been trying to tell myself like a new story. Like there's no reason to look at it as my cup is half empty, like it's full. My nieces are here. We got so much planned. We're gonna have great memories. It's really hard because I know that they're only here for a limited amount of time. And though I'm excited to go back up north, then my time is still limited, and I'm just like, but whatever. I'm working on having a better mindset about it now. With my nieces being in town, that means that we are going to be going a lot this summer. And so my lives are going to be intermittent. And that drives me crazy because I'm not going to be consistent and I'm not going to be able to tell you when I'm going to be consistent. So it bothers me, but I'm going to work through it. So I'm going to ask for you guys to be a little lenient with me over the next 2 months because it is my summer. It is my time to spend with my nieces and my family. And I'm going to absolutely be taking that time. So with that said, next week we are going to Disney. I think we go Tuesday through like Sunday. So no live. I'm going to attempt to try to pre-record a video, but I'm going to tell you honestly, we have so much going on that I don't even know that I can commit to that. Like that's so terrible of me. But if I get one, I'm going to let you guys know. It'll be a pre-recorded live and then I'll post it. And when I post it that way, it usually sends out like a notification, like make sure you catch this video during this time. I think it's called a premiere or something like that, like a premiere video. So you'll see that. I am so sorry, guys. I say that I'm sorry. So I've also been working on boundaries. I say that I'm sorry, but in all honesty, I'm sorry for not being consistent for you and not being able to show up for you. But in all honesty, it's a selfish thing and it's because I want to spend time with my family. So it is what it is. And I know you guys will forgive me. Yeah, so just be prepared. I'm going to be pretty intermittent and inconsistent with my lives. I'm sorry. But I'll be back, come August for sure. I was like thinking about it and I was like, can I commit to doing lives when I come up there in July? But even that's hard because a lot of times I will be in the shop. It is really hard to do lives in the shop. I'm a really loud speaker. I don't know how loud my computer actually picks up, but I talk loud. My sister talks loud. My kids, oh my goodness, my kids talk loud. I am super loud. And when you're in the shop, you can hear me. I'm ridiculously loud. So my sister's like, girl, you cannot be doing your lives. You are too loud. And I was like, okay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing my lives or not while I'm in the shop. So we shall see. Anyways. And it was so funny. I was like, okay, let's be real. I've said it before, and my sister is still going to yell at me for this because she's like, you really need to stop doing this. I was not prepared for my live this morning. I was like, I have to think about what topic I want to talk about because honestly, my mind has been totally wrapped around the fact that my nieces are coming this week. So I really haven't given it a lot of thought. Like, what am I going to talk about? Like, I knew I really wanted to tell you guys to come out for the event. Like, I love the events. I mean, I know that I'm not the ones working them, but I love knowing like that we're just supporting the community like that. Like, I absolutely love that. And I'm so excited because in July, I will be there for an Explore Waterloo event. And I am like so stoked about that. Do people say stoked anymore? I don't know, but I am so stoked about that. I'm not going to lie. So I knew I wanted to get on there. I wanted to show you guys my new shirt because my niece was kind enough to bring it for me. She almost forgot it. But I was like wrapped up in all of that and I just didn't know what I was going to talk about. So we were like laughing, my niece and I, because we went to the pool this morning. And we were on our way back and we were like laughing and stuff. And she was giving me a hard time because as I hop on here, a lot of times I'm like, hey, my lunchtime pals, how's everybody doing? La, la, la. And that actually started during lockdown. I don't know what you call it. During COVID shutdown, like when I shouldn't say those words during the shutdown, because you're not allowed to say COVID on Facebook. But during the shutdown, I watched like everybody else. I watched Tiger King, and I chuckled that she started her videos off with like, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens," and I was like, "I need something. I'm gonna start my videos off with something like that." And I struggled like coming up with something. So I landed on Hey My Lunchtime Pals. So that's why you guys have Hey My Lunchtime Pals. And I do it at lunch. So that's the reason I like stuck with lunchtime. So yeah, if you're ever curious, like, why does this girl get on here and be like, hey, my lunchtime pals? That's why. That's where I got it from. Actually, like I said before, my newest thing is to have like an intro comment or whatever. And got plans this weekend was mine this today. And it no longer feels awkward doing that. The first couple of times, like I did it and then I would like backpedal right afterwards because I felt so awkward like saying it. Now it kind of just flows off the tongue and I just like go into the next thing, right? Because like I always tell people, I do things over and over again, even if it's uncomfortable, because like ripping off a Band-Aid, eventually it's not uncomfortable anymore. And that was a perfect example of it because it's no longer uncomfortable for me to be like, got plans this weekend. But yeah, so she was like giving me a hard time about it. It's so funny because when I was first going live, I was selling t-shirts. So when I first started my business, I said this before, I had no sales experience. I really needed to figure out how to get past selling things. Like it just made me anxious. I hated asking people like, would you like to buy from me? Things like that. And so I was like, what can I do to like hone in on those skills? And I like did the one thing that everybody like who's ready to like learn sales. I went to direct sales. Like somebody who was completely like against like selling things. I went the direct sales route. And I actually sold t-shirts. And honestly, I loved it. I learned a lot. I learned how to like practice marketing and stuff like that. I learned to like step out of my comfort zone. I learned to take rejection. Ooh, I learned to take a lot of rejection. I learned to do lives. That's when I truly learned to do lives. And the first time I ever did a live, my husband will not let me live it down. He makes fun of me all the time. I was like, hey girl. And my husband's like, what? Like that is not even you. And I was like, it's not. That's totally not me. And he was like, don't do that. And I was like, yeah, I shouldn't do that. I learned how to be authentic in my videos because of doing those kind of lives. But he, to this day, he never lets me live it down. Anytime he happens to see one of my lives, he'll be like, hey girl. And I'm like, shut up, let me be. I was learning. And it's so funny because the other story that I tell all the time about learning like social media, I actually just told one of my, like somebody on my team not too long ago about this. And she she's always like, anytime, okay, let me just tell the story and then I'll tell you what she does. So I was on Instagram. I was learning Instagram. I was learning to post on Instagram and I was learning to get people engaging in Instagram. And because I'm old and I don't know social media, I guess, I was like, drop a raised hand emoji if you agree. And I did not drop the raised hand emoji. No, I spelled that out like a pro. Drop the raised hand emoji, just like a pro does, right? And I was telling my husband about it, and he was like, I was so proud of the caption. Like, it was so engaging. It was so amazing. And so I'm like, you got to hear what I wrote. Like, A, I'm so funny, and B, like, it's really good. And he was like, okay, let me hear you. And so I'm reading it, and I'm like, I drop a raised hand emoji, and he's like, please tell me you dropped the emoji and did not spell that out. And I was like, what? And I don't know if y'all know this, but you can't go back and edit that stuff. no, it gets to just live there forever, right? Yeah, so then one of the girls on my team, she's always like, instead of dropping a raise hand emoji when I ask a question, she always has to reply, like, I dropped a raise hand emoji for you. I'm like, girl, shut your face. Yeah, by the way, that is from oh my goodness, I can't even think of that. What is that from? Lacey, help me out. I know you're on here. Oh my goodness, it is one of my favorite shows, and I cannot even think of what it's called, and it is so hilarious. And in the show, Sal is like, shut your face, grandma. Oh my goodness. Well, we're not going to sit in silence while I think about it. Girl, hurry up. Hopefully she doesn't have a customer and she can just tell us what it is. I can't even think of what it's called anymore, and we watch it all the time. I don't know. Anyways, that's where that came from. That's why I was like, shut your face. Anyways. Yes. So, Impractical Jokers. See, I knew she was on here. Impractical Jokers. I love Impractical Jokers. It makes me laugh. I really, really love some of their old stuff. Their new stuff is funny. Don't get me wrong. But some of those original ones that they did was so hilarious. And Sal had to pretend like he was teaching a German class. And he's like, this means shut your face, grandma. And like, we found it so funny. Like, I quote it, my sister quotes it, all of our kids quote it. Like, my poor mom and my kids' grandmas are like, guys, bring it in a bit. We're like, we can't help it. It's so funny. But yeah, the other thing that I'm really excited about, besides the fact that I'm going to be there for the Explore Waterloo event in July, is that I am getting so close to being able to announce and share and show you guys everything that we have planned for July. So we have a really exciting, I don't know if I should call it an event, or like, I have a whole bunch of marketing stuff that I'm going to be doing while I'm in town. And some of them are going to be a lot of fun and super silly. If any of you guys remember last June when we first opened our shop in Waterloo, my sister and I spent some time creating, like, you could do a discount. Like, you could get a discount, and every week you had to come in and do a different activity. Like, it was like quack like a duck. It was like twirl like a pretty, pretty princess. Like, we had all of these things, and you guys loved it. Like, we had people seriously stopping by and being like, what's the activity for this week? Like, I'm so excited to do it. What did you guys decide? It was so much fun. So my sister and I were very quirky, and we really, really enjoy doing some quirky things like that. And so, like, in July, I have some really fun things that we're going to be doing. So make sure that you're watching Facebook and our Instagram. We're going to be sharing out a bunch of stuff, just the two of us being silly because we can't help ourselves. But I have been planning it since like October, November. I don't remember. So I'm excited for it to come to fruition finally. By the way, if you didn't know, that's one of my favorite words, the word fruition. So I'm really excited that it's coming to fruition, and you guys keep watching on social media, especially for the month of July, because we're going to be having lots of fun with that. All right, I am going to hop off of here. So if you're watching us live, then you should be liking and following us on Facebook. If you're watching this video and it's not on Facebook and you're like, girl, what are you talking about? That's okay. Come find us on our other social media. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. All our other social media, it is at Perfectly Pastry. I would typically tell you at this point in time, I will see you next week, but I don't plan on seeing you guys next week. I'm very sorry about that, but I just don't. I plan on hanging out at Disney with my nieces and my family, having a grand old time. But if I can get a pre-recorded live, I will do so. My niece is like, you should just batch them all this weekend and we'll just like post them. And I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. That sounds like a lot of work. Anyways, I'm going to hop off of here, and I will be in and out on social media. If you have any questions, definitely send us a DM. My sister will be covering social media for a while as well. And we will talk to you guys soon, and definitely make sure you're watching our I was like, our Facebook lives, don't do that because I don't know that I'm going live. Make sure you're watching our social media so that you don't miss out on the fun that's going to be happening in July. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off of here. You have a great summer.